Alright, so we'll go ahead and get started with downloading some of the software that we'll need. You'll notice first that I'm on Mac. This process is essentially identical from here on out, whether you're using Mac or Windows. The only thing that's different is naming convention in a couple of places, and I'll be sure to point that out when we get to the relevant portions. And then also, the guide from here on is aimed to be pretty beginner friendly, so I'll be assuming that you haven't used any of the software that we're using before. But if you are familiar with the software, I'll try to keep it fairly brief. That way I'm not droning on about things you might already know. Additionally, this video is going to be pretty rapid fire. I'm going to go through these pretty quickly. And then you might also have some of the software already downloaded. If you've got, say, VS Code or Arduino already downloaded, you'll want to go to the chapters in the video and just find the sections where you might not have the software. So we'll be installing certain Arduino libraries, Teensyduino to help us upload code to the Teensy on the exoskeleton. So you want to check through the chapters, make sure you have everything before you move on to the next video. So with that, the first bit of software that we'll download is Visual Studio Code. Just go to their homepage here and you'll see a little download button. Go ahead and download Visual Studio Code. And then if you haven't used VS Code before, one thing you can do is go to their docs section. And then in this little Getting Started tab, they'll have some orientation info here. You'll want to go through that, just make sure you're familiar with the things you can do with VS Code, and then you should be good to go. Alright, so the next bit of software that we're going to be downloading is going to be Git. Git is a version control software, and it's also how we're going to be downloading the OpenExo Code. So you can see here there's a little download button. For Windows, you should see a download for Windows button. You'll go ahead and download that, follow any instructions that might be provided to you. And then you'll want to open up, once it's done downloading, you'll want to open up a terminal. And it's the same on Windows. You want to open up a command prompt. And you'll type in the exact same command on Windows, and it's just going to be git --version. And you can see it returned Git version 2.48.1. It'll probably be different for you. But as long as it returns the version that you're on, or a version of Git, it means the installation worked properly. And now that we know that it worked properly, we can move forward with the rest of the software that we're going to be downloading. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and download Python, which is a programming language that we're going to be using. It's mostly used for the graphical user interface, or GUI, but we'll need the Python language installed on our computer in order to run the GUI. So we'll go ahead and go to the Python homepage here. We'll go down to Download and go to Files. I'm on Mac, so I'm going to go to the Mac Universal Installer. If you're on Windows, you'll want to go to the Windows installer. You can check in your system settings. I believe it's Settings and then System About. And that'll show you, that little About page will show you what type of operating system you have, whether it's 64-bit, 32-bit, or ARM64. So we'll go ahead and click this, let it download, and we'll just run through the steps of the installer. Continue, agree. Type in my password. And you can see it successfully downloaded. And so to verify that the installation works properly, we'll go to the terminal again, and again, just on Windows, you would go to your command prompt, and we'll type Python 3, and you can see we get some information back showing the Python version that we have. As long as you get your Python version, that means your installation works properly. And now that we know that it works properly, we can move on to downloading Arduino, Teensyduino, and some of the rest of the software that we have. All right, so now we'll go ahead and download the Arduino IDE. And to do so, you'll just go to the Arduino homepage, go down to Products, and then Arduino IDE. And because I'm on Mac, I'll be downloading the Mac version. If you're on Windows, obviously download the Windows version. So go ahead and click on that download, and then you can press just download, and then again just download, and we'll wait for that installation to complete. All right, with that download finished, we can go ahead and click that. And for Windows, this will be a little bit different. Just follow any instructions that it provides you. For Mac, you just simply drag and drop the icon to the applications folder. And with that done, I can close this and then open Arduino IDE. Open. And there you go. I've already got some files open, so it may look a little bit different for you. But you can see Arduino successfully installed. All right, so now that Arduino is installed, we're going to want to install the Teensyduino library and board manager. The Teensyduino board manager is some software that'll help us interface with the Teensy, which, if you'll recall, is one of the boards that's attached to the PCB. The Teensy can run Arduino code, but only with the help of the Teensyduino software. And so to download that, what we'll need to do is you can just type Teensyduino into Google search, and it should be the first result. You should land on a page something like this, and you'll want to go down to, and they've got some information on the software here, but you'll want to go down to download and install. And what you want to do is, and they've got their own installation instructions here if you want to follow those, but what you want to do is copy this link and go to Arduino, go to settings. You want to go down here, and this will probably be empty for you, but down it, and this is the same on Windows, go down to additional board manager URLs, and you'll just want to copy that link over, or paste that link over, press OK, and then you'll want to go to Boards Manager, which is this one right here. Type in Teensy, and I've already got it installed, but you'll want to press install if it's not installed for you. And with that, you should have the Teensyduino software up and running. You're now able to upload code to Teensy. And with the Teensyduino board manager now installed, we'll go ahead and download some of the necessary libraries. So you want to go to the library manager tab right here, and I've got a list of the libraries that you need. So go ahead and get that up. You can see we've got Adafruit BNO55, Arduino BLE, SD, and Arduino LPS 22HB. So we'll start with the Adafruit one, and I'll just do this one as an example. The process is the same for the other ones. Just type in Adafruit BNO055, and you can see here it says buy Adafruit. Here it says buy Adafruit. Press install, and you'll want to install all because it has some other libraries that this library is dependent on. So we'll press that, and you can see it's now installed. And the process is the same for the rest of these. Go ahead and install those, and once those are installed in your Arduino IDE, you are ready to go for uploading code to the Exo. All right, so now we'll go ahead and download the OpenExo code. To do so, you'll want to go to the OpenExo GitHub homepage. I'll include the link in the description, but once you're here, you'll press the green code button and copy this link right here. And then the process here is the exact same on the Windows. You type in the exact same commands, but you want to open up your terminal, and you want to figure out where you want this installation to live. You can think of it like picking a location from your file browser. For me, I'm going to include mine on my desktop, and so what I'll do is type cd desktop, and it is case sensitive, so I have to capitalize that. And you can see now I'm in my desktop directory. To confirm that, I can just type ls, and it'll give me all of my files that live here. So once I'm in the correct directory, or the directory that I want that installation in, you can think of it like pasting a folder here. I'll type git clone, and again, this is the exact same as on Windows. and you'll copy the link that paste the link that you had just copied over. Press enter, and you can see it's starting to clone it. And so now you have a local copy of the entire set of OpenExo code. And you can see here, I'm in my desktop directory, and there's that OpenExo folder that I had just cloned. And so now you have the OpenExo code in your computer, and we'll start going into a little bit of a dive into what's in here and orienting yourself.